you have your actual your tail light. It has two wires on the back. One is not a ground, one is a tail light, the other one is a brake light. And then we always, on a shock mount, will do a third wire mounted right here or right here as a ground to ground back to the system, because these tail lights are self-grounded. And if you don't have a good ground through the bike, such as on a shock mount, it needs a ground, or otherwise it won't turn on. Additionally, it comes with little stick-on zip tie holders and some zip ties. And this is your light bracket. Next, we're going to make our auxiliary ground cable that we're going to use to ground the tail light body to the housing. And we have a crimp connector with heat shrink built into it. Next, we're going to install our ground wire while we're installing the light on the housing. Remove the two screws from the back. Be sure to retain your washers. Then feed the wires that are attached through like so. Feed your screw through your eyelet and install both screws. If you have any trouble with grounding and the light won't work, you might need to scrape some paint out from under that screw. At this point, you can tighten it down. We'll start with the ground. Ground on the bike is black, and I've chosen a gray wire since it's different. We'll twist that together. I'm pretty sure the purple and the green will go together. Purple on the bike should be the turn and the brake, and the black to the blue should be the tail light. Black on the tail light to the blue on the bike. And we'll switch the motorcycle on. It looks like we need to work on the ground, so we're going to pull some paint off. So we switched the bike on. Our light didn't come on, so we're going to start troubleshooting it by taking some paint off of the screw using a small file and taking some paint off of the housing. Now that we've got a working brake light and tail light, we're going to trim these wires up and start tightening them up. And next, slide your heat shrink completely over your new connection. Take our heat gun or a lighter, whatever you got, and shrink that tubing. Be careful to keep it moving. Hit the other side so you don't burn it. Okay. And that's all done. Next, use some rubbing alcohol or some kind of other cleaner that's not going to leave a residue. Take our zip tie holder. In order to keep this wiring out of the tire. It's very important to keep it out of the tire. One of the last things we need for this project is use a little bit of clear silicone on both of these holes just to seal them from the weather. And that pretty much wraps up our install. Just put everything back and torque it down to factory specs. Put your seat back on, make sure everything's working. Take it for a test ride.